Thanks for joining us. Must be a mixture of emotions today. Obviously, the 2-2 draw, given what happened last week, and now we've pinched a point with literally the last kick of the game.
Yeah, it was complete reverse the one way round. We ended up chasing the game, where last week we were trying to see the game out. So completely flipped on its head. But fought in patches. We done well. Just needed to chase the game a little bit better and a little bit more know-how of how to enter the final third a little bit better. We'll
get on to obviously some of the major incidents in the game. I mean, firstly, what did you make of the 2 goals that we conceded? I think the first one was, I think we had a corner, and it was a quick counter attack, and from a corner we've then conceded straight up the other end. And then the second goal was I think a long ball forward, and I think the crucial decision was kind of letting the ball bounce, which led to a penalty.
Yeah, agreed. First one was our corner, like you said. Ibs does slip in the middle of the park when the ball comes to him. That was unfortunate, a little bit unlucky, but the way we were set up from the corner, maybe we need to look at to make sure that doesn't happen again, because too easy on their point to get into goal. And then the second one, agreed. Letting the ball bounce in them situations. I don't know if it was a penalty. I thought he actually got pushed first, but the forward was clever. Can't take anything away from him. He played it well.
And then going into the second and on the stroke of half time, obviously first of all we'd equalised. Really good finish from Excellence. I don't think we were behind the goal, and it didn't look like he had much to aim at there. Curled it into the bottom corner, and then a pretty clear cut red card, straight red, just before half time.
Was right in front of us, the red card. That was clear as day. It was silly from the boy. XL, great finish. Got that in the locker. XL has when he opens up. And I thought we deserved the goal. I thought there was a little bit. I know we had one disallowed for offside, and we were starting to get on top of the game a little bit. They were more of a threat on the counter attack, but I thought we were starting to show patches of what we can be.
And then going into the second half, we kind of frustrated or disappointed, with how up until the last couple of minutes, with how kind of little we created against 10 men.
Definitely, yeah. I think we spoke about at half time, always the situation of 10 men. Majority of teams will go and sit back on the edge of their box, and the game is different, and the boys need to learn that, and we need to learn that as a management team as well, that how it changes, how the game can change. So a lot to learn from it, really, that we need to take away and add to our game. So when we're chasing, or when we're playing against and trying to beat a block, we've got to come up with different solutions to the problems.
And obviously, just to finish, last week, everyone knows what happened last week in terms of the added time, but this week, as it's probably going to go throughout the course of the season, it's gone in our favour, and we've equalised with pretty much the last kick of the game. And so just kind of I don't know how many minutes it was. I think it was probably 97 or 98 in the end today. So just, is that how it's going to go, do you think, throughout the season? And the referees look like it's going to be consistent with the extra time.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. As long as it's consistent, I do think it is something that the FA might look at, because again today we're playing over possibly 100 minutes of football. Now if you're doing that Tuesday to Saturday every week, you're going to pick up a lot of injuries, so player welfare's got to come into it. And I felt for the manager at the side at the end, because that was us last week, where we're asking how long's left and start to look at your watch and it's getting later and later and you're thinking what's going on. So sympathy for their manager really with that, with their team. But from our point of view is that what we learnt from last week is you don't give up, you keep going, because time can be added on. Even in stoppage time it can be added on. So fair play to our lads as well for learning the lesson from last week in another sense, of attacking sense of not giving in and playing to the final whistle.
Jordan, thanks very much for joining us. I said well done, your first point of the season, and see you on Tuesday at home to Walton and Hersham. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.